Okay, good evening, everyone. We're continuing with 3 minutes of Tehillim. We're up to Perek Kuf Yud Ches, Psalm 118. We're continuing in Hallel, so we may be familiar with this. So this kapitel, this Perek, is it's actually broken up in Hallel. We say Hodu Lashem Kitov Kilulam Chasto. We answer back and forth. Yomer Na Yisrael Kilulam Chasto. Yomer Na Beis Aron Kilulam Chasto, and then Yomer Na Yirei Hashem Kilulam Chasto. Similar theme that we spoke about before, about the different parts, different characters praising Hashem, and it goes actually through some of the history of it. But I wanted to focus on something where the pasuk, very next pasuk Hey, seems to break with the theme of praise and joy and simcha and thanking God, because the next pasuk is min hametzar karasika, from the straits or from a place of distress. I called out to Hashem. Anani b'merchavka, and Hashem answered me and brought me relief. Now, you could say that the reason why we're talking about in the distress and in the straits and in the time of tsar and pain is because when you go full circle and you look at it looking backwards, it makes sense that you can now praise Hashem even more when you know that there were challenging times that Hashem got you through. But it seems just to be really non-thematic. It seems to be not totally outside of what the theme of Hallel is, to start talking about, I was in the bad straits, I was in a challenging time, and God answered me. So I wanted to share with you a different explanation from Rav Soloveitchik. Rav Soloveitchik, it's an interesting place, you find this in Rabbi J.J. Schachter's Black Bereavement Siddur, which hopefully you are not too familiar with. But in the introduction to that Siddur, he quotes from Rav Soloveitchik something that he heard, that he got a lot of different questions he answers with this, but we'll just tell you the yesod and then one answer that he gives. So he says that simcha we think of generally as an emotion, but he says really the idea of simcha is that Hashem is with us in every single moment of our lives. That's really what true simcha is. And he proves this from the fact that in the Torah many times it will say v'samachta lefnei Hashem Elokeichem. You should rejoice before Hashem. So the Pashut Pshat is it's talking about in the Beis HaMikdash. Rav Soloveitchik says the reason why it's always together, juxtaposed, simcha and lefnei Hashem in the Torah. You could take a look in the Pesukim about the Moadim. You see it all over the place. Lefnei Hashem, v'samach lefnei Hashem shivas yamim for Sukkot. You rejoice before God for 7 days, because the experience of knowing that you're always with Hashem, no matter what happens to you, that's true simcha. And that's why Rav Soloveitchik says it says in the Chazal tell us tachas asher lo. Or this is in the Torah, but the Chazal extrapolate from it. Tachas asher lo avadata as Hashem Elokecha b'simcha v'tov levav. Then mirov kol, since you didn't serve Hashem from this, place of joy and abundance of happiness, that's why the galus happens. Chazal tell us. That's what it says in the Tochacha, and that Chazal talk about more, and they didn't make a bracha on Birkas HaTorah. But what does this mean? Because you didn't serve Hashem with simcha, that's why you were thrown into galus. It's a very high madriga, but he says, no, this is the idea. Simcha means you forgot that you were with Hashem. You forgot that Hashem was with you in all moments of your life. And that's perhaps why we bring into Hallel, we bring in Min HaMeitzar Karasika, because the idea of praise and simcha and joy and happiness is Hainuhach. It goes together with the feeling and the experience of even when it's difficult, even when I'm in the streets, even when things don't work out the way I wanted them to work out, but I know that there's a meaning behind it. I know there's a reason why I'm in this situation. I know I am Lefnei Hashem, and that's the true experience of Simcha.